All right.
Dude.
He's so sweet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Scat. There's a thing about
Wildly uninteresting. Sting. Yo, what's up?
There's
It's,
no
the
crying
first- more into that one.
in
That was good.
baseball.
It's the first
Let's get hit in the
episode.
nuts with the bat.
First episode that we ate before the podcast.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a real weird one because I might have to take a shit in
It's
the
Yeah.
gonna be a real sleepy one because I have to go to bed now.
So tired.
So time
Food.
for
I got
So
my
bed.
good.
bulls. I'm all right.
Whatever.
Booze.
Whatever.
Booze.
I've decided since
Bose.
Monster didn't sponsor us since the last one,
Yeah.
Red Bull it is.
Red Bull is gonna have to get it.
They haven't reached out in 6 days
Yeah.
to try and sponsor us. Fuck them.
It's
Come
so hard.
sponsor us.
Come.
Come on, big company.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor.
So
Google told you about us.
I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. I don't know what happened to YouTube this week, the past week. Number 16 is on the fucking website. So go
Yeah.
fucking watch it before you watch this one. Pieces of shit. It's
Did you-
called Prison Sex
Did you
16.
notice that you were all like, "Oh, I'm gonna have it up Tuesday at 4,"
Yeah.
and then it was like,
No,
Fucking
you're
Wednesday,
not.
bro.
Where is
Yeah.
this shit?
I swear to God, we uploaded it like 16 times.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And it just wouldn't. So I had to redo the video
Yeah.
with just that camera.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was played down. So we apologize, but
Did
fuck
you guys
yourself
like
if you're
I
mad.
haven't watched it all yet. Did you guys just reenact the
middle
podcast?
The rest of
Oh,
it.
that'd
The
be awesome.
llama was here.
Could
That'll
you
be
imagine- that'd
Ian.
be so hard, man.
I just kept changing outfits, wardrobe changes. I acted as you.
Wardrobe changes.
Nice.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. You know, we're just normal people trying to do normal everyday things. Can't
We're
always,
nothing special, so
You
don't
can't
worry.
always,
See,
hit the nail on the head.
I thought you might have come across like some trouble in the week. That's why I didn't give you a
Yeah,
bunch of
trouble
shit
with
about it.
YouTube. It's their
YouTube.
fucking fault.
Fucking YouTube.
I don't
Get
know,
your
man.
shit together.
Soundbite.
Take
Oh,
all
that's
your
loud.
shit
My fault.
and get it and put it in a bag.
Wait,
Fucking
you know what?
take
All
it
right,
to the
so. No,
Yeah.
I'll finish.
No,
No,
I'm
sorry.
good.
Take it to the shit store.
Fuck
No,
that.
before I came here, I stopped by the convenience store like I do, the
Yeah,
one by my
convenience.
pad, and I walk in, and I hear the end of one of the songs from Trapped in the Closet playing over the
Oh,
speakers,
God
and I'm like,
damn.
no fucking way. And the next song was the next song from Trapped in
Oh,
the
they were-
Closet.
They were
Dude,
playing
working
it.
was
Playing it
listening
over.
to
Playing
it.
it.
So I get up there, it was like the hot black chick, and then some other broad.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, who the fuck decided to play this shit in here?
Yeah.
You're geniuses. And
Yes.
I love you people. And they were like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's great.
So it was awesome. I didn't believe it at first. I was
Yeah.
like, no way.
There's no way this is actually happening
Life
right
is
now.
too good sometimes.
Sometimes it's
silenced,
just so fucking good.
everyone?
I'm silenced, motherfucker. I do it before every podcast.
Except for that time that you didn't, which is why I asked.
You know, go fuck yourself too.
That's
No,
right.
man, but what's been up? Because this podcast runs pretty closely to the other one because of the fuck up. So, you got any fucking thing to talk about?
How do we know that we
motherfucker?
won't do it again?
You know what? I
We
try not
don't.
to think of in the future anymore. I've come to find out that if you told me something a while back, it's been like 2 weeks. You said, enjoy the moment at hand. Because remember, I told you, I was like, I can't wait to whatever it was we were going to go see. I just can't wait. It was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks out, right? And you told me, live in the fucking moment and be happy with that.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is, and it's working. It's actually working. I'm trying to be happy in every present moment. You know what I
Right.
mean? Instead of like thinking, yo, this is going to be great. It's going to be great. And then it gets here and it's whatever, whatever it is.
It was awesome, but it wasn't what I hoped for.
It wasn't what I hoped for. Because it's never going to be what you hope for. Your life's never going to be exactly what you hope for. It's always going to be different than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Yeah, if YouTube fucks up, I just stick my dick in a blender and go on about my business. You know what I mean?
Fuck it. Just
Fuck it.
shred it to bits.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm trying that. Like, I need to study a new religion or something. I was thinking Buddhism or Hinduism or
Any of
whatever
them?
else.
Anything
something
else?
more peaceful. Even the Quran is peaceful.
Yeah.
The Quran is
Yeah, until
peaceful.
it tells you to kill people.
doesn't
Does
do
it
that.
actually say
it
to
does.
kill those who don't
Murder.
believe?
Yeah.
I mean, have
Well, I
you
mean,
read
not
this
like
passage?
unprovoked murder, but I mean, you can kill Jews and anybody that doesn't follow the
Doesn't
cause.
believe.
Have you
Okay.
actually read that in there?
Yeah. There was a dude, one of my criminal justice professor guys. Like, he was on a rant about it one time, and he pulled it out, and it said, like, he showed the specific passage. Like, I don't remember which one it was, but it was like, oh yeah, take down the Hebrews. It's like, but
Jeez.
damn.
Straight
Yeah.
up, don't
Well,
like
see,
Beavis.
I will say this, that there are some Christians, man, that are radical Christians, and if you don't believe, like, they,
Yeah.
but they're
But there was
radical.
shit about stoning people.
Yeah.
You know, if you work on the wrong day, or you know, how much can you
Yeah,
sell
man.
your daughter for?
Yeah.
That's
The Bible was just as stupid.
Yeah, well,
I
let's
read
not
the-
take shit literally, please.
Yeah, I read the Quran in prison, and I tell you, like, what I didn't read the entire thing, so don't get me wrong on that, but at least the first few sections of the book I read from the beginning to the first few, and it dawned on me. I'm like, it doesn't preach like the type of hate or the type of discrimination that the Bible does. I think the Bible is very egotistical, and they kind of
Almost like it was written
Too
by a
forthright.
small man.
yeah, man, like a very egotistical, righteous, jealous God, But the Quran, I feel, is more like love, love and peace and happiness and self-serving happiness.
Well, they all have to have that to a degree.
Yeah.
You're not
Otherwise,
gonna
no
get-
one would read
Yeah,
it. And,
you got to
like,
get them
preach
in with
it.
the love, and then once they're in, then you can just,
We had talked about before that, like the inner God, like, would not take it so literal, but I told her, I come with this realization. I was driving, and I think I was listening to some fucking Christian song or something, and it dawned on me,
Why?
like, I don't know, man. Sometimes in the morning I like to
Listen
be
some of it,
picked
too.
up, but
without him in the car, though.
I don't ever listen to it in the car, period.
I mean, it's like around the house. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're doing dishes.
Yeah.
I need some Jesus jams.
Uh-huh.
Let me
Jesus
get
Jam.
one.
Yeah.
There are quite
There
a
are
few
some that
good
are,
songs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I actually genuinely enjoy.
Nah.
Yeah. Just for the beat and the melody and shit. But
In
anyway,
the car,
so
I only listen to comedy or podcasts.
so you
continue.
listen to it in like the good and evil parts, and it's teaching you in the Bible and all that shit. And they talk about God, and I've said it before that I feel like when they talk about God, they're talking about like an inner God, somebody within you, and you bring them to life with your peace, love.
I feel like they're
goodness,
always just talking about the bearded old dude.
bearded old guy, Santa Claus.
Santa? Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is
What?
That one?
I thought you said Madeline.
I think
Who's
the-
he?
I think the entire Bible is metaphoric. Like, I think that we've taken it to like I think even Jesus is a metaphorical person, and everything that he went through, and all the the torture and all that shit.
Right.
It's all metaphor. It's a metaphor for trials and tribulations, or it's whatever it is. I don't know.
Just life in general.
Yeah, I think it has a bigger meaning, and then when you put it in literal terms, it causes a lot of frustration among people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of hatred towards each other and all that. But if you take it metaphorically and step outside of it, like, yo, this is just a fiction book.
Right.
Is that fiction?
Yeah.
Yeah, fiction. You know what I mean? And you're looking at it in a different light, in a metaphorical light, bro.
Yeah,
It makes more sense.
absolutely.
Yeah.
'Cause you can
How
actually
can-
learn shit.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
can I apply this to me?
That's
What
why.
does this mean?
That's why I like the way Jordan Peterson looks at it. It's like he does some lectures on different parts specifically of the Bible, and it's like, oh yeah, take it as a story, learn the lesson from it, move on.
Yeah.
Right.
And from that perspective, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, let me learn this shit.
Yeah.
Then you look at it specifically, like, oh, this is real life stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, try to not be a retard when reading
You
that.
don't do this exactly, then you can go fuck yourself.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of things that Joe Rogan and them talk about, the burning bush, and that could be in an acacia bush or acacia tree, whatever. And they had a psychedelic experience, which could be very possible as well, right? But even that, like, all right, Jonah and the well, and all these stories are
Yeah.
just very fucking well told stories.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a Diet Coke commercial yesterday where they said acai or something for that berry. Where
Yeah.
I assume
Yeah,
it's acai.
Yeah.
But they're acai,
Acai.
you know? It's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Anyway, sorry, continue.
Oh, I thought that had something to do with the Bible.
I know. I was
Yes.
like, damn, fucking Diet
Damn.
Coke's getting deep.
Even the Bible's commercialized now. The new
Bible.
international version brought to you by Pennzoil.
No, life is taken way too fucking serious. I think life in general should be metaphorical, because you don't really, you existing don't really matter in the big picture.
Right.
We all want to find somebody that we can do life with, because you're doing time, you're in this life, you're doing it.
Yeah.
So you gotta find people that you enjoy to be around, and your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Like we're all looking for somebody to just not be alone in the fucking terribleness which is the world. But something I fucking come up with, and back to your Jordan Peterson's a fucking genius. But
yes, absolutely.
so I was thinking the other day, because I get to thinking, I told y'all on that one podcast that I get to thinking about death often. Like, I think about death as a motivator. Like, one day I'm going to be 60. Do I want to be looking back when I'm on my fucking deathbed and shit? Do I want to be looking back like, yo, did I do what I want to do? Anyways.
If you don't know, then that's kind of sad.
I've been thinking about death, yo. Think about how fucking good it is to live in America where you don't have to wake up every fucking day and think, yo, this is the day I could be, blown the fuck up. This could be the day I get a bullet to the face.
I just say I could be walking down the street and a stray bullet hit me. I could be sitting on my motherfucking couch and a stray bullet could hit me and kill me.
No, think about it though. When those people,
I'd live a lot more recklessly.
Think about when the war was going on,
and
there was people you wake up every single day. Like, this might be the day. Like, right. And theirs is a little, okay, we think about it like we could die at any time, right?
Yeah, like we could, but we won't.
We probably won't. We'll probably live till, 60, 70, 80, blah, blah, blah. Think about
or until your heart turns on you.
Waking up and having to survive every second of that day.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you can't do nothing about it. They were saying 200 and some Christians got murdered yesterday or whatever, or last week in Iran or some shit.
Right.
That's fucking nuts.
But just imagine how much of a shit you wouldn't give about everything else.
Oh, I probably would if I knew that that's an extreme possibility. Huh. Like if I knew it was more probable than our form of it. You know what I mean? I'd do whatever I fucking want. Like it wouldn't matter. My question is, when the shit hits the fan, why is it that in poor communities and, pretty much everywhere,
they loot?
They loot.
Yeah.
What does that make sense if you're you're a poverty-stricken community?
Well, they're not the smartest people, but they're not idiots.
They're not idiots. But why steal a fucking TV in the middle of a fucking hurricane?
Because they're not idiots. You hoard that shit. You sell it on eBay later. There you go.
Or keep that shit for yourself.
Freshly looted.
And watch the news about the loot on a big-ass TV.
Because if you're smart, then you've looted more than one TV.
Right. I got to bring back the car in.
Hey, get that 4K.
I'm talking about these motherfuckers that through the hurricane and shit.
That was weak.
How you going to carry a 70-inch TV through a hurricane?
I'll tell you how.
How? Show me.
It's not like the big block TVs have passed.
Oh, jeez, I need help.
Yeah, team lift. Somebody help me. I'll give you a cut of this. 60-40. You're not listing it, are you?
Have you ever seen the real life statues of Beavis and Butthead? Like they made statues of real life Beavis and Butthead. Yo, if you haven't seen it out there, close this out and go check it out on Google.
No, just minimize it. Yeah. Keep it going. Don't close it out.
They made statues of Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, I guess it's a statue somewhere in a museum or whatever.
Are they cartoony or do they look realistic?
They look real as fuck.
Gross.
And they're very scary looking.
I bet.
Especially Beavis.
Yeah.
Beavis looks terrible.
Beavis will take you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Fuck, man. Hey, am I the only one that goes around social media looking for just ugly motherfuckers and just
I don't go out of my way, but whenever I see one, I definitely stop and
does it make
back
you
up.
Stop in your tracks? How the fuck?
Oh fuck, do I know them?
Yeah.
How did I not notice they were that ugly?
And I'm not even cute or not. I'm not even saying that because somebody's looking at me
cute.
and
come on.
Oh, thank you.
Jeez.
My dick's hard now.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I mean, some people you're a long bloodline
you did it too?
Of terrible fucking genes. You're a terrible human. How the fuck did you make it this far? How do you not have cancer? How are you not dying right now? Because you look terrible.
Because looks
maybe that's why they look terrible.
Don't impact anything.
You don't know their struggle.
I'm not talking about
what they're
looks.
Going through.
I'm saying their genetics, their hair's falling out. They got fucked up teeth.
Oh, I got you.
They got fucking black underneath their eyes and shit. They just look ragged.
You say these are statues?
Yo, they're statues. Just say Beavis and Butthead was the first thing popped up when I did it.
Beavis and Butthead statues and there's nothing.
There is. Your
How
phones
big are
are
they?
Stupid. They're cut at their waist.
Oh, there we go.
So they're
So they're busts?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
A bust.
Where's
That's
the
a
bus?
bus.
Oh,
it's
this
just
is the bus.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
look
the
me, I'm
bus.
Adam. I don't know
Not
shit.
this, but this.
This is my
I
bus.
can light an entire
No, it's
village,
from
but I don't know
here
a
up
statue.
is a bust.
Whatever.
It is.
I don't care. That's what I'm saying.
You fucking better learn that shit.
It doesn't matter to me that much. I don't care what a bus is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Did you find it though?
Mm-hmm.
I only know. Oh, yeah, God, no. Fuck that.
It's very scary, man.
Neither
It's
one
not...
of them will ever score.
Oh,
If they want
yeah.
nachos, they can just get the hell out.
Dude, that's fucking terrible. Yo, you sound just like it though.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean that's fucking. Just come on. Why make that? Why even put that out there like that?
Because it's crazy.
It is very
Accept
crazy.
it. Imagine if they made one of Rick and Morty. That'd be awesome.
That would actually. I think that'd be all right.
I
I'm
think
cool with that.
Morty though would.
Morty with that fucking hairline that goes
Dude.
back to the back of his head and shit.
I know, he
I
looks like
wish-
an old man.
You know what? I wish I knew how to do animation like that. It must take so long. Cause do they still do it by hand or is it all computer generated?
Some do, but they don't.
They don't. Okay, so it's a lot on the computer and shit. But don't the computer animators have to draw it up on the computer? I mean, you just don't, copy and paste and shit.
Right. Well, I don't know.
You
They
know-
send them like different. They kind of like cut and paste because they have different positionings
Yeah.
for them.
And they can fucking just load them right up
Yeah.
and like, oh, he's gonna do. I bet they have that. They have a laundry list of like, whatever. Like the scenes and settings are always set in place. They have a laundry list of different poses, different hand movements, different eyes, and they just paste it.
I guess that's something I never thought about. I'd like to watch the process.
I know. I really, and it's not something I think I would do in life,
It would be awful.
but it'd be awesome.
It'd
to
be a
look.
really
It'd be
terrible
really
job.
tedious.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
horrible.
You gotta really love that job.
Being a writer would be cool, but doing that shit, no.
No.
I went into this $600,000 home, right? And I'm working. I see all this fucking Simpson stuff everywhere. I just thought the dude was a collector. So the dude moved up here from
Is it Matt
like
Groening?
California. I don't know. I'll have to look up. I got the name on a card
I mean,
somewhere.
I assume it's not.
But he was an animator for them.
Yeah.
And he had
Fuck
all
yeah.
this like legitimate Simpson stuff.
Take me
man.
to his home.
No shit.
Yeah.
I could do that.
I want to go.
He said, and he was a fucking nice guy, man. But I was like, why would you move here from California? He said, California, dude, are fucking terrible humans out
Well,
there.
yeah.
There's a difference
Absolutely.
between our snobby, in our East End, where the
Well,
real
yeah.
fuck. There's a difference between that because they're not really snobby. They're pretending to be what they've seen on TV snobby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and some people are just downright assholes. It's
Yeah.
got nothing to do with being snobby or not. They're just assholes.
The one in California
So you got the
said,
cat food, seeing
yeah.
the colors match.
The
going
people in
down.
California, though, are
Yeah.
actually assholes. Like, they're actually uppity motherfuckers.
Mhm.
Those are the people you're trying to pretend to be like, walking around with your dog in your purse. You piece
Right.
of shit. You fucking piece of shit.
I'm okay with people like that, though.
I'll
I mean,
never, ever.
They're fun to see from a distance, and if they happen to like you, then all right.
I would say I've
And you
worked
get
for a lot of
entertainment
them.
from them.
Yeah, that's a weird situation. You know what? When I walk into a home, as I'm an electrician, and I do work for these like high, what do you want to call them? Clients, high-end clients and stuff. So when I go in, why do I? Maybe this is just from how society is, created my thought process. But every time I go in, I feel like I'm a fucking slave. Like they're like, onward, fucking go.
Did you
do
know if
some
they
shit.
offered you $10,000, you'd do whatever they wanted you to
I
do?
think I fucking would. Yeah, man. I had to pick up dog shit for $10,000.
'Cause you know, most
I'd do
people
it for
like when,
$20.
yeah,
I'll be
Yeah.
your huckleberry.
most people they're not going to give you that kind of thing. Like if they want you to do something fucked up, they're like, "Oh, I got 5 on it."
Yeah.
But you go to a rich person, they're like, "I got some real cash. This is talking.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?"
I found that there's two types of rich people. There's one that will, if you do the job right and all that, and you fucking give them everything they want and all that, they will go above and beyond and try to give you a tip and pay you whatever. And there's other rich people, right? And I feel like they're Jimmy Buffett rich, those type of rich people.
Nickel and
they're-
dime you.
And they'll try to talk at the end. They'll try to like get you down in the beginning of the
Yeah.
job. And then at the
after-
end, the commence of the job, they'll come up with anything like, well, you didn't put a wire nut on that one wire. Won't you take 10% off or something? They'll haggle with you.
But how about I go back in and put a fucking wire nut on that one?
Is this bartering electricity?
I
Right.
swear.
Fuck off.
That's what they
I'll cut your goddamn power, bitch.
So
I'll
weird.
cut your goddamn dog.
I know, but I will say there's more of them that will pay for good work than you go down in the ghetto or fucking, middle class, and they're just terrible to work for. They just want everything for free. Like, what can I get more for free?
Well,
I
that
want
is
some
part
free.
of the struggle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just getting shit for
If you're all
free.
poor and shit, you're like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
If I pay you properly, I won't be able to buy weed for the week.
I'm sure there was a lot. Hey, I walked into one, and the guy was like, I need my panel, changed out, whatever. So I was like, all right, take me to your panel. It was in his basement. When walking into the home, you knew, like, this dude grows weed for sure. And it was so funny, him taking me into the basement, and then, because you see it had trash bags, like, draped, so that behind him were all the weed and all that shit. And you could tell he was trying to run blocker while he's showing. He's like, I want you to do this, but don't steal any of my weed. You know
Pay
what I mean?
no attention to the man behind
This
the
is where
curtain.
I keep
Yeah.
my sleeping babies. Don't wake them, please.
Please.
I mean, the whole
So
fucking
asleep.
one half of his fucking basement was dedicated all to fucking growing weed. And I'm like,
Well,
bro,
and
you are
like
like 50.
blocking them is gonna do like you can smell weed.
I can smell weed
all the
at your
time.
front door.
Yeah, I can smell that shit outside always. You don't
Oh,
have to
man.
block it. I know it's here.
I know it's here.
People are always in a hurry to hide their weed, but
Yeah.
people don't ever freak out if you go near the refrigerator.
And there's alcohol.
Yeah.
In it. Yeah.
Like, oh, he's not going to take one of my beers, but he will take my weed.
Right.
I'd probably take a beer before weed. I've been.
I wouldn't take either
Really?
one without asking somebody. Jesus.
You. I was thinking it's just
Oh, yeah.
easier to drink a beer than it is to smoke
And
because,
then
I
not
don't carry around an
know.
apparatus.
Yeah.
'Cause then you got to dump out like a water bottle and go rummaging for like their aluminum foil. And then
Yeah.
you make the shit. But beer, you just, where's a pen?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just bust it loose, man. No, I haven't drank in a while, and it's been nice not to drink. You know what I mean? I used to be the type when we would go out.
Drinking sucks.
Yeah, I would feel like
There's
necessary.
moments.
Like I gotta drink because everybody else is drinking. I gotta have fun. I'm not gonna have fun without it. But have you ever not drank around people who like to drink?
It's awful.
They get drunk and then they want to talk to you about stuff that.
I don't know if I have. I think I'm always just accepting
Yeah,
of the
no,
drinking offer.
It's fucking
God.
terrible.
Yeah, it is fucking. They taught
And they
like
just say the same shit over and
over
over
and
again.
over,
And they
it's
slap each
dumbed
other's
down.
backs and
Yeah.
hug and shit.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
oh,
I want to be
shit.
part of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's better when you've been drinking. Otherwise, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
I had a
fuck that.
dude. I had a dude that I fucking met one time, and he invited us over to drink, and then we didn't drink. We took them wine and beer, and he got fucking lit. And before one time I met the guy, he
Right.
told me he loved me
Mm-hmm.
to my face
Well, you're
3
lovable.
times, 4 times.
Yeah.
Me and his girl were joking about how he was gonna kiss him. She's like, I
But
bet he
that's what
kisses
You would
him.
have to.
That's what happens when, and it was a lot of bro love. The dude was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
He
he's a
invited-
very nice guy.
very nice guy. Fucking just great. But
You
it
coulda
just
kissed
goes.
him. I wouldn't
yeah.
have been mad.
See,
It it goes towards what I'm getting at is like the conversations are dumbed down after a certain point.
Yeah.
There's a certain point in the beginning you get that
Well,
thought
with people in
process.
general, there are some. It ups their game.
Right.
Yeah.
think
They're very
for-
rare, but it happens.
I think for a lot, right there in the beginning, like 2 beers in, right, for a good 30 minutes to an hour, that 2 to 3 beer mark,
Yeah.
they get more open up here. They start to think outside the box.
Right.
And it's like, oh, this could go somewhere. Then they keep drinking, and you're like, this is going nowhere.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're just, ah! But you already told me about that.
Yeah.
Calm down.
We've talked about that twice, actually. Can we
Talked
move
about
on?
what?
Oh, no, I'm saying it.
Oh.
The
I
hypothetical.
would say because he's
God
always
damn
every
it.
time we bring something up, he's like, "Fucking, we talked about
Yeah,
it."
he's the asshole, not me.
And how does
No,
he
no, no.
remember the things that we talk about in the past?
As I watch us religiously because I'm in love with my own voice and
Oh
ideas.
yeah, I can see it. I think a lot of people need to be in love with all of our
Doesn't
voices.
know if he bought me
Except
a
for Sarah.
coloring book once or twice, but he does in fact remember everything we've ever
I
talked
think I
about.
just have severe self-doubt.
So how was playing music with just you and the drummer?
It was
How did
awesome.
that go?
I liked it,
What was
yeah.
the feeling like? I would like
dynamically different.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I would like that if I could find like one legit dude that just wanted to come over. There was not like he didn't want to talk. He didn't want to fucking clap hands. He didn't want to do that. Let's just
Like together?
the minute
Right.
you
Like,
walk
I just
in,
want to play music with you.
no
Yeah.
talking. Don't even muddy the waters with talking.
Yeah.
I just want to get to it.
Just
You know
look
what I
at
mean?
me, tell me what song we're playing, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Or just sit there and start plucking fucking notes. Let me drum or let me play with you.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
And if that happens, then you have to agree upon, all right, whatever happens, don't stop.
Don't stop.
Unless there's
Yeah.
a break. Then that's fine.
Yeah.
And I'll just keep doing.
Yeah.
You know, but let's not collectively stop.
No. And that's what I'm
Unless
saying.
you come to the end of the song and then, please do. Yeah.
But I think in those jam sessions, like I could go 2-3 hours without never fucking stop. Well, let's just lead. I think that's where the creativeness lies. When you just keep it rolling. Eventually, something to be like,
Yeah.
your mind puts it together by itself. It's
You
like,
just accidentally hit on something.
oh yeah, man,
And
it's
you're like,
so magical.
oh shit, I never would have gotten there if it hadn't
Never.
been for the 9 minutes prior.
Yeah. You gotta fucking just lead it. If I could meet one person that they didn't want to talk to me, they didn't want to be my buddy, none of that shit. You just come over. I don't give a shit what you eat out of my fridge or the fucking
Right.
drink it, whatever. Do what you want, but don't stop playing, motherfucker.
Don't stop playing and eat and drink out of the fridge.
What about
And it's
those?
like a kid, I have a ping pong table. Will you hang out with me?
Yeah, man.
Just don't talk to me while I'm kicking your ass.
That's right.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
What about those times like that you'll get together with somebody will plan it for like 2 or 3 weeks, like, yo, we're gonna play, there's a set list, we're gonna do this shit, and then when you get to it, they like play 30 minutes
And they're like,
an
I
hour.
gotta go.
Yeah, if I'm really playing, and that's why a lot of people don't like that, but when I'm playing and we're in it and we're getting grooves going, 5 hours, 6, 7 hours could go by. I don't give a shit. Like, and I won't eat the whole
You
time. will I?
certainly cannot accomplish anything in a fucking hour.
No.
No.
That's absurd.
You might
And
get
when-
you might get lucky.
Is
But
it-
for the most part, no.
Yeah, unless you've played together a long time and you're doing like a run through of a set list.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's all you
And
can
sometimes,
accomplish
like,
in an
if
hour.
you've played together for like a few years and you just start out at the same base point, then
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but even
you gotta
then,
get the ball rolling.
for sure.
Is it like I usually come up with shit on my own in my room,
Mm.
and I'll just kind of I'll record something. I don't even intend for it to be something. It's just all right. This is the starting point, and then
Yeah.
like 7 incarnations later, I'm like, okay, now I have the foundation for a song.
Right.
I've found though, because we were fucking around like what was it, a month ago, and the type of licks I put out, and I've found, because I've gotten really interested in how to make beats, like how they do that. What's the process of that? Because I want to learn, just to learn. And I've found that the way I play in a circular motion with the chords I use and all that shit, and this circular, back-to-back method is really good for beats. I've found that I can actually write those melodies. It's harder for me to write a song where it has, like a 4-bar verse and 3-bar fucking chorus, and that don't make a lot of sense as much as like a beat does.
Right.
Like for a rap song or some shit, hip hop.
Yeah.
Like I like that more than writing a song. You know what I mean? I think that would be cool to dive into. You know what I
You
mean?
should do it.
Do you not consider rap beats to be music?
Oh no, I
It's
do.
a different
but
process, I think. Is
it's a different
how I took
process.
it.
Well,
for
it's just
sure.
you said than a song.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what
Like,
I-
I like
Okay,
that
well,
more
then
than a song.
non-rap
Oh, I
song.
got you, yeah.
How
Okay.
about that?
I don't know. Thought he was what if he was one of those assholes. I love making this stuff, but it's not music.
It's not music.
Yeah.
Nope.
Clearly, this is a house of hip hop.
House
So
of hip-hop.
I don't
Hip
know.
hop build this house.
Biggie
I
boy.
think 95% of the time I'm wearing Biggie or Tupac. Redo that. I need to get new shirts, apparently.
Nah.
Sorry, guys.
Who's
This-
that rapper dude that Trump tried to vouch for?
Jesus, I don't know.
Like he got like arrested in like Switzerland or some shit like that.
What the fuck?
And yeah,
Jeez, I feel like
because
I
he did I don't know something.
feel like I vaguely remember hearing
Yeah,
about
and then
this.
Trump was all like, "Oh man, no, I'll personally vouch for him," and they're like, "No, fuck you, we're still charging him."
That's awesome. Who is it?
ASAP Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's pissed off. He'll
That's-
personally vouch for the rapper ASAP Rocky. That's crazy. But you know what?
What?
fucking, that's awesome.
I gotta
So,
read more into
Yeah,
this.
I gotta read that. That's a headline again.
Yeah,
It's one of those
Wow.
moments.
it's
And
fantastic.
it seems like if it was any other president, they'd be like, we'll consider it.
Yeah.
If Obama did it, they'd be like,
Obama-
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when Obama said that Lil Wayne was gonna be the next president? Y'all don't remember that, do you? He was coming up and said
No.
Lil Wayne's gonna be the next president.
Jesus,
And-
I hope not.
Yeah, man, so they've done it before. Like, that's
It's happened.
it's fucking happening
It's
for
just
sure.
fucking insane.
Presidential path is crossed with the rap community before.
I tell you what though, I wish I would have. I remember when I was younger, in middle school, and I bought this it was like when personal fucking things for the computer just started coming out, and it was turntables.
Yeah.
You could record stuff, put shit together, put loops together, and I bought one of these. I thought I was doing so. I wish I would have back then dove more into that style of music,
Yeah.
because I think I could have done better. Because
Yeah, no shit.
what they do with words is amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
It fucking blows me away what a good rapper can do with
Yes,
normal words.
A good rapper.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The hip hop songs that you've written are fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you probably not heard them, because I don't think he's done them for anyone but me,
Nah,
probably.
he doesn't share anything with me.
What one of them actually made me cry. It was so good. It was like, damn it, like this is fucking
'Cause
crazy.
it makes me nervous. Like, I'm okay to play an instrument in front of people and all that, and like I don't care. I'll even sing to a certain extent, but I guess because I just don't take myself serious when I'm like rapping and stuff, because I'm just doing it because I like it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll never be a fucking Eminem or anything like that. But I really try to, because I just think it's amazing how they build the words, and they can move you by like words that normally wouldn't. You know what I mean? They'll give it a
Hip-hop
different
is
whole meaning.
Definitely my favorite type of music, for sure.
Oh yeah.
They
You can
do have a
so
lot
much.
more wiggle room within their words.
Mhm.
And it's not even that as a medium it's more allowed per se. It's just the rap mentality is like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
For sure.
I like
Just
that.
whatever I want.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hell
I
yeah.
dig
And they
it.
don't get in a lot of trouble for shit. Like, somebody said that with the whole movement, like Me Too and everybody being all soft and shit, that rap hasn't been attacked for it. They're still rapping about fucking hoes and,
Yeah.
big titty bitches and fucking cars,
Because
clothes.
their
and-
audience doesn't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
That's
not just
probably
a bunch
what
of
it is.
crusty ass like
Well,
Karens
But
of the
don't you
world.
think the fucking don't you think the feminists and all that shit would go forcibly put themselves in that situation and be like, your music?
Well, I feel like they just know
Amazing.
that they'd be met with a bitch.
Bitch,
Shut up!
please.
You think I give a
Well,
fuck?
it's funny though, because music for so long has been, scrutinized and said to be the fucking root cause of school
Oh, for
shootings,
everything,
of
yeah.
all this type
Oh, yeah.
of shit. And hip hop has been in the limelight for those things, but
Yeah.
nobody gives a fuck. It's
Yeah.
just,
Ain't that crazy?
yeah,
I think it's
you-
because people view it as black on black crime,
right. It's probably,
right?
Oh,
Or to say like a
God.
joke, but it's half truth.
yeah.
Oh yeah. But no, I think it's I think they're weeding out those people like the hardcore feminists and all that shit. But every fucking TV show we watch right now, right, is going out of their way to express like the black thing, the fucking, you know what I'm talking about, all the issues that we have going on, right? And I can't think of them specifically. I really have to think,
I know.
because I try to block it out. But they're being okay with it, like the stuff that nobody wants to talk about,
Right.
and they're putting it out in the open.
Let's
like,
just say social justice.
yeah, all those issues, because there's a laundry list of them. Like, okay, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they did it, but they did it in a funny way. They were making fun of it, like it didn't. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it seems like everything you watch is about that. So, what are they trying to perpetuate the hate and the anger towards it all? Are they trying to bring it to the
I
light?
think they're just playing it up because it's quick and easy ratings.
Well,
People
Oh,
talk about
yeah.
it because you can easily cling to it. And they're
What
like,
is
oh,
that,
I fucking
man?
hate that. And it's vague enough
Yeah,
to where it doesn't matter. You don't have to give specifics. So it's like, oh, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, you get
And
it.
it's like, oh, yeah, man, I know what you're talking about. I hate that shit too.
Yeah, dude,
I
that
feel
is
like
it.
for
man.
as long as radio, TV, movies, music has been around, though, they write about things that are relevant.
Right.
That's just what happens to be.
I just feel like
out
Art
and about
imitates
right now.
life, y'all.
I feel
Yeah,
like
right.
everybody's just piggybacking, like you said, to get people to watch. Like, if I know that's something that, because there's a lot of people out there that are soft as shit right now, and like, oh, it hurts my feelings, and all that social justice warriors, and they're just playing into that. Like, they're feeding that flame. I'm not saying ignore the issues. I'm not saying anything, but you're giving them as many outlets
Let's
as possible.
address
to
the
do that.
issues without addressing these idiots.
Yeah, don't give the idiots a voice, but give the issues a voice. That's fine. But I feel like they're empowering this movement of people who are just so offended by everything. Like, why be offended by that much shit? Who has that time? Do you have the time to be offended by that many things?
I don't even know what's going on in the world. I don't read that shit.
You
I
can-
got my own shit going on. I don't give a fuck.
You can call me every fucking name in the book, and I want to go on about my day because I don't care enough to be like, oh, that offends me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, let me tell you why that
Let me
offends.
tell you why.
Oh, shit.
You sound like that guy, like that surfer guy that they interviewed that one time, and he's like, "Oh, and I'm riding the rights to the whoop-ah." It's like that guy. I love
I've never
him.
seen that, but I sure will after this.
Oh yeah, you gotta see that shit.
It's good. I will say the shit that we were watching today, though. Am I allowed to say?
Orange is the New Black.
Okay, yeah. We were watching Orange is the New Black, and I liked how they did it. It wasn't saying one way or another this or this. It was just showing, okay, this happened to this character.
Yeah, they were showing the immigration thing. And
They had ICE come in and lock up some girl, which she thought she was an American. She was born in America, she thought.
Right.
She didn't know that she wasn't, and you
See,
find out
I
later.
feel like
Sorry,
that-
spoiler alert, I guess I should have said.
Based upon the way you describe it, it sounds like the whole thing of like a good writer doesn't tell you what happened. A good writer shows you.
shows
Right.
you.
So it
Yeah.
sounds like they're just showing. It's not like
Definitely.
they're on their soapbox. So like,
Yeah.
okay, this just happens to be part of the world.
That's what I
Yeah.
liked about it, is they really took a different approach to it,
Mhm.
and they just
It's
showed
very
you in the
visual, too.
in the life of this type of, and really it was fucking heartbreaking in a way. And I have my certain views about like the immigration thing, and that's fine because a lot of people don't know,
And
but
it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
other
mine.
other countries don't allow you to come in. If like Canada will not let you come in if you have a past felony. If you some just normal arrests, they won't let you come into their country.
Yeah, all countries
All
can say
countries
yes or
fucking-
no. if
yeah.
yeah.
And they do, and it takes it's a long process.
Because it's fucking reasonable.
I
yeah.
know.
But, in
But
the land
ours
of the
is-
free,
Oh,
there
yeah.
are no borders.
And so
But you
that's
gotta
what we
think-
were talking about is here people want to get so mad because you're trying to keep people out of the country. Like, no, we're doing what every other fucking country on
Yeah.
the planet does. The issue is, like I told him,
Come on in.
is
just this way.
most Americans just don't know anything about any other country except for fucking America.
That's very true.
They have no idea that this is happening everywhere. Like,
Anytime
you
like a-
can't go visit a country if you're a convicted felon with certain charges. If they don't want to let you, they don't have to.
And even some places, like they'll charge you more if you have like an American passport. Because
Yeah.
this dude, he has a dual citizenship, I think. Like,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
he's from France, but he lives in America half the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was told when he went to visit this one country, I forget which one specifically, but he was told to use his French passport
Oh.
because if you use your American passport, like they charge you like $200 or something.
Jesus. It's fucking crazy.
But it was because like we charge their country, like we have like a processing fee or
Right.
something. So
Yeah.
they're like, well, fuck you guys. If you're gonna charge us, we're charging you.
Hell
Frenchie,
yeah.
go on through.
It's
But
awesome.
I think that's. I mean, you have your issues back and forth, but I think you said it perfectly. A lot of people are uncultured. They don't take the time to read into other countries. They don't even know about politics. They read headlines. They get
Yeah.
pissed off. End of story. That's
the
all
only
they do.
parliament I know is the one I smoke, and I guess the Funkadelic.
Funkadelic. What happened?
Can y'all still hear yours?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just me over here.
God damn it.
You're good.
Horribly
Keep talking.
unprofessional, Adam.
I got it.
Is this place run in
That's
the
good.
back of a barn?
Okay.
Are we in the
Yeah.
back of a barn right now?
Are you
Jesus
sure?
Christ, Adam, is this a barn?
Yeah,
Is
is this
this
a
a
barn?
barn?
Is this a goddamn barn?
I don't know what I did.
Damn darn, goddamn,
Goddamn.
darn burn.
God damn.
Yeah, man, but they're
Damn.
just giving voice to the people who are fucking tearing this country alive.
Yes,
Yeah.
but there's also a significant portion of people that should have a voice that actually do.
Yeah.
Sam Harris,
they
for
do, yeah.
example.
Yeah.
Goddamn genius.
Goddamn
Cornell
genius.
West. Goddamn genius.
Yeah, give them voices.
I guess people
Or
don't
keep
talk
them-
about
keep
them
them.
enough because
They probably don't.
Like the natural human thing, I guess, for survival and stuff is we tend to remember the negative
Yeah.
and let go of the
Yeah.
positive.
Mhm.
So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I need this negativity to survive,
Yeah.
which makes sense in a caveman sense. But why does that carry over now? Like,
No.
how
No
long
idea.
until that gets weeded out?
It won't, dude.
Until
And
we
because
start
we're
some
like that.
population control, this shit's not gonna weed out. That's why motherfuckers like the Real Housewives and shit like that, because that's what the fuck they like. They like drama. They want drama in their own lives and on TV. So
So, like, human evolution, like Bill Hicks said, it doesn't end. It doesn't stop. It didn't stop at the opposable thumb. So once we go on beyond whatever the fuck that is, do you think culture will eventually catch up to it? I mean, and if so, is it on a scale of like, are we talking like 100,000 years, or is it going to be like 3 or 4 generations, where it's like, oh yeah, that shit's finally dying down. Here's
It'd be more than 3 or 4
A&E
generations.
is back
for
to
sure.
showing actual arts and entertainment instead of
Yeah.
people digging through garbage.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, I would say it definitely will change over time, but everything takes so much time anymore to change that. I mean, maybe 3 or 4 generations sounds reasonable, but no, it won't.
happen, no.
It won't.
That's
Let's say 700 years, and it'll be different.
I was
Oh,
listening
I thought you were
to
gonna say 700 generations. Like, fuck, dude.
I know.
I was listening to a motivational speaker, and that's what he said, that the wealthy do not watch the news as often as poor people or the working class, because they cater to the people that they like hearing the bad. Everything
The
to them
idiots
is
that
bad.
need escape.
Yeah, that's why they don't do well in life, because everything's bad. They see the bad in every situation instead of seeing, like the guy who would, in times of recession, he would actually put his money into the stock market. He would dump his money in the stock market, turn 10,000 into 10 million, because everybody else was pulling their money out.
Yeah.
They were hiding off,
Buy low, sell high, man. It's
Yeah.
It's a
And
seller's market.
that's
whatever.
what he would fucking do.
I don't remember.
But the guy was saying that's if you listen to the news, all you'll get is the bad. You'll always think it's all
Right.
bad, because it is.
Yeah.
We're conditioned to like latch on to the bad. That's what we like. Our brains love it. Shock and awe.
Yeah, most
You know
definitely.
what I mean?
Shock and awe.
Shock and awe. Gotta fucking
That
love
made me
it.
want to light off fireworks.
We should. Let's go burn something.
We should start our own line of fireworks, and shock and awe should be one. Well, there is one called something very similar to that.
Shock and y'all.
Shocking y'all. No, it's something in all. It's not
Shocker,
shock,
y'all.
but shocker y'all.
No, man, but I don't think it's 3 or 4 generations. Trust that it's gonna be a lot longer. But I think we're headed in that direction because people are being more compassionate to one another. People are actually treating other people like humans now. Like
Well, to a
before,
degree.
you had the wealthy, you had the poor, or you had the white and you had the black. Like everybody was separating each other, like for one reason or another. Now we're trying to at least understand each other, even if we don't get that. Like it's big blown up fucking thing about the transgender thing, the feminism thing, black and white still, because we're in that fucking the middle of that war still for some fucking reason.
Right.
And that's what we're starting to see each other's side and be compassionate for that other person's side. You know what I mean? So I think that's where the change starts happening, is everybody gets more comfortable.
Yeah.
Everybody's comfortable with it now being gay. Like nobody even thinks twice. Like you say, that's my partner, you're gay, fucking cool, man.
Right.
Like we don't even think twice about it now. And that's a beautiful
Are you guys
thing.
like business partners?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, tell me about your business.
All the business.
What do you all sell?
Let me get a card.
Yeah.
Not all gays have cards, Alan.
Damn it. But yeah, nobody thinks twice anymore because we're compassionate for one another. I want to understand you as a human. That's where we're going. You know what I mean? I want to understand what makes you tick.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. I think we're headed in a good
Seems
direction.
reasonable.
Yeah.
I think we're heading in a good direction too. I just think that those people that continue to just exist for drama and just bullshit
They'll
and
still be there.
opposition, and I just feel like there's a way to kill them all off legally. Like there's got to be a way, right? Can we just get rid of them already? Jesus.
You think you'd be able to? Well, I don't want to say that we're going to, but you think that?
Just say it.
Wouldn't-
Fucking pussy.
God damn. Don't you think, like, if people like if you don't give anything to society, you're living off the government, you're selling drugs, you're doing crime, you're fucking everything up, and the government's still paying it. All you do is leech off the government and you make it worse, right? Why wouldn't they like quarantine them or kill them?
Yeah.
Like what the?
They do quarantine them in the prison system.
I was say in the ghettos.
There too.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I don't think that does it, because then you just put them around each other and then they procreate and then they,
Right, then they're fucking each
Yeah,
other
but
and
then-
making more people
But then that,
like them.
if you look at the prison system as a business, as it has become, with it
Oh,
being
it's
privately
definitely-
owned and shit,
yeah,
that's good for
for
business.
profit,
Yeah.
for
It's
sure.
like smokers give birth to smokers, and then they just
Terrible, ain't it?
Yes,
So fucking terrible.
but it's also great for business.
It is great for business because low fucking wages, but that's something we were talking about on the way here, and this doesn't pertain to the prison system, but how everybody's so pissed off at McDonald's workers making like $15 an hour, right? But everybody doesn't see that I make, almost over $30 an hour, and if I was by myself, I wouldn't be able to afford this house or the
Yeah,
bills
but you
or
can
none.
still afford something.
I could, yeah, and I could live, and I'd probably be pretty happy.
Well, see, I
Oh, I
personally
know.
don't like the idea about the $15 minimum wage, because then you would have 16-year-old high school kids that could give
Right.
somebody competition for a
they're
fucking
doing
apartment
that.
that they need.
Yeah.
And, I don't... There has to be something where you work up to it. If
Yeah.
you're just jumping in saying, here you go, man, this is all you'll ever need in life.
You know what
I'm gonna work at White Castle my whole life.
I started in
Great.
the trade when I was fucking 17, bro, and I was making $9 an hour at the time. $9 fucking dollars. Why the fuck would you give them? If they're going in the trade, pay them $15. If you're gonna be in a trade, physical labor, all that, $15 is acceptable for what we do. That's fine. But they fucking a robot could do your job. Like, just bring the robots in and get
I
rid
feel
of
like
them.
a robot could do the majority of the jobs. The problem is that the cost of living continues to rise, and the
nobody-
money that we're being paid is
It's
not
the same.
That's true.
It's been that way.
Yeah, exactly. Let the McDonald's workers make $15 an hour. That's fine. Maybe they'll be able to afford something on their own without having to work, 3 fucking full-time jobs and shit. Like, cool. But everyone else needs to make more money as well.
Yeah.
That means McDonald's workers are making almost as much as I make. My job's important. I mean,
Yeah.
I should make more money. Like, I have no problem with the money I make because together we're fine.
Yeah.
But that's not everyone's
No.
situation.
You should. That's without a doubt. If they raise minimum wage to 15, nobody should not be raised as well. Like, I don't care where you work, how long you've been in there, how much you
Right.
make. You at least got to bump them up $1 or $2. What's it gonna hurt? $1 or
Right.
$2. You know what I
on
mean?
paper that sounds cool, but what about like the little mom and pop shits? They don't really have a whole lot of money anyway.
Right.
They then have to pay their base employees more than twice as much.
Yeah.
And they have to bump everybody else up in
That's what I'm
addition.
saying,
So, I mean,
though,
that's
so
going to
they-
cut into their bottom line like a motherfucker.
But the government should start lowering their costs to run the business. They should start giving them tax breaks, stuff like that. It should be a big process that all happens at once. Like, you gotta raise everybody's pay, lower small company owners.
to
Let's just snap our
encourage-
fingers and then change everything overnight.
And say to encourage other people to start their own companies and shit.
Yeah.
And
My thing, I told her, this is because we're starting a fucking company, and this is what the vision I had was that, so everybody, you, her, me, everybody in America, because this is what America's built on, should be able to govern themselves, right? So everybody should go out, get a company that whatever you do, whatever it is that you do, right?
Right.
And contract themselves out to companies. Like you would contract out to your company, I would contract to whoever I want to work for, so that way you govern yourself. You can hire me, but since I own this company, I make the rule on what I make, right? So the problem here is that you would have to get everybody on board, and everybody would have to work together to say, we're not taking this anymore. We're going to make more money, and we want better tax breaks, right? You get together and say that, and everybody works together, something would change. But no, we're all fucking lazy. We take in the ass. Like,
Yeah.
we're not doing anything about the situation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you get what I'm
it's
saying?
because it's easier to sit back and do nothing and
Yeah.
just
And the
allow
ANC.
things to
even for
continue.
like the unions to get us our 5-day work week that we have now,
Yeah.
That was a task.
Yeah.
There was all kinds of violence and then rioting and shit, and it took a long ass time.
Yeah.
People don't want to commit to that shit.
No. When
No.
we riot,
Because then they would suffer for that time.
Right. Plus, you run the risk of losing your job.
Yeah.
Then if you lose your job, what good is your cause?
Yeah,
Can't
no
feed my
one-
kids, man.
The kids but no one's thinking about the future. Well, I want the
nobody
future
wants,
to
yeah.
actually have a fucking chance
Yeah.
to have something better than what I had. Everyone's worried about me, and right now, I might struggle a little bit.
And then in the background, I have a sign that says, "The future's not guaranteed."
Yeah. Yes. Please, yes.
But you go over to European countries and their government is actually, now I'm not going to use the word afraid, but they truly hear it, because when a European country wants something, right, they get everybody involved. Everybody's on one subject. Like, say they want a tax break, one subject. And you're talking about thousands, millions of them getting together and be like, we want this, and we're not going to do such and such if you don't do it. So the government's like, what other choice do we have? We have to do it. Well, see, in America, when the times that we have gotten into a riot situation or held, whatever it's called, a rally or whatever, we had a million different reasons. Nobody was on the same page. They gave,
They're like, I don't like Trump. Oh, I want to make more money.
Yeah.
I
Nobody
don't like
knows
that
what
guy's
it
shirt.
is.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, plus, I'd say what the hell happened most recently? Was it Portugal or was it Venezuela? Maybe. Where like
I have no idea what happens in the world. Sorry.
It was like their governor or president or whatever the fuck
Whatever
he is.
they have.
Yeah, whatever they have.
Leader.
They were all like, "Nah, we're pretty fucking mad at you. You need to step down and fuck off." And then he stepped down.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's fucked off yet, but
you say
he
that.
stepped down. And I
Yeah.
say that because they're a smaller country than we are.
Maybe
So, I mean,
we're
if you
headed
get the
there,
people
though.
together, and I feel like the breaking it up into states, while it's good that we can have multiple, like states' rights and shit,
Right.
California's different from Kentucky.
Yeah, man.
But it does kind of add a sense of division there, because if we
is.
all want to march on Washington, then people have to drive like 2,700 miles or whatever.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, we want this. And they're like, well, all we see are the DC people, and you guys are just homeless anyway. So
Yeah.
fuck what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. You would all have to get it, and we just don't like, especially in America, we don't like to be uncomfortable. You don't from birth, you don't have to be uncomfortable. You get in these little rituals, you do your thing, you go to work, you fucking mind your business, you get AC, you get water, you get electric, fun, right? Well,
Fun.
no, yeah.
Should be the title of this one.
If you jeopardize any of that, it gets us all uncomfortable. Like, oh shit, we don't want to disrupt the system. What if they take away the few freedoms that they've given us? Because they're
given us, in the land of the free, we will take your freedoms.
we're
Yeah.
free,
Given you.
but in a way, I don't think we're completely free. We're all
No, obviously
stuck
we're
on this
not.
treadmill of fucking like the American dream that doesn't truly exist to begin with.
Yeah, because it's a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they said: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Meaning that you can only pursue it doesn't mean you'll get it,
Right.
Well, they
yeah.
can't guarantee that.
fuckers. But yeah, that's if we could all band together on one subject. I'd pick one. Pick one. We'll say lower taxes, or for whatever. And everybody get on it. Like, get on this fucking level, and then we'll all take it to Washington.
But even the people that
Make
it
it
would
work.
help, you would still have people that would vote against it.
Oh yeah.
The fuck do you mean lower taxes? You're just in
Ain't that
bed with
crazy?
the poor people of the world, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
'Cause, like with union shit, like Thos would bring up where it came time for the unions to vote and shit, they would vote against their best interest.
Hell yeah, they would.
So I mean, even on a smaller level that happens, you can't imagine how terrible it would be for
On
an
a large
entire
scale.
country.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't you get the idiots, man? The idiots run wild.
I think in a lot of poorer people and a lot of working class people think like the rich are rich because the government's for them, because they are
Right.
for the government, blah, blah, blah. And in reality, the rich, say they make $1 million in a year, they get like 100,000 of that.
Yeah.
What'd you
Like
say?
they get something.
They make $1 million in a year.
Yeah.
You said say they make $1 million in a year.
Oh,
so
I was
said it.
like,
Oh.
that's what he said.
But they don't, they get taxed what, like 90%?
It's
Like they're in the highest bracket.
the
It's
fucking.
not 90%.
No, it's
That's
not, but it's
absurd.
high as
Maybe
shit.
50.
The top
But even
1%
that,
of the world,
No.
what do they get taxed in America? I want to
You
know.
want me to look
Not a
it up?
Yeah,
lot.
look
I
it
mean,
up.
if you look at what Amazon paid in taxes, which is a fucking zero.
What?
Yeah.
How does that work
Amazon
out?
paid nothing in
Jeff
taxes.
Bezos, man, he's
It's because of the
Bezos, Bezos.
loopholes.
Oh, he's just,
Yeah.
what is he doing with all that money? I just need to know, man.
He's
They
trying to
said
put us in
that-
space.
The last time they were talking about, like, they were interviewing him and seeing what he did with money and stuff, and I think he'd come up with all these boring fucking, we want to know what you're really doing with the money, man. We don't care if it's some fucked up shit. We just want to know
I don't care what he's doing.
because it's interesting. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Deep down, you fucking care.
No.
Don't be that way.
Nah,
Don't
I
just
mean, if
go
it was
against
somebody
the grain.
cool, then yeah, but
Mm.
I don't see him being that cool of a guy.
Can you imagine
It's like if
starting
they gave
something?
that kind of money to Ricky Gervais, I'd say, yeah, dude,
Oh,
what the
you'd be
fuck's he
jacked
spending
up,
it
huh?
on?
But can you imagine like starting something that was in your garage at one time and then it turning into what it is now? I'd be
Yeah.
shaking my dick at everybody.
Dude,
Like, take this shit, bro. Look what I made.
I drew
was a
something new on it
bookstore.
this time.
I was selling fucking magazines, yo. And look at me now. Y'all said I won't be shit and I'm bald and got a big nose. Fuck you.
Now I'm richer than the rest of the world
Suck
combined.
my dick. He is rich as shit, bro.
Yeah.
But at that point, the money don't fucking, like, why? Why would you even take another dollar of profit? Give it all away. Give a year's salary away every year. Fuck it. You got enough money to live
Eventually,
a million
you're gonna run out
lifetimes.
of money.
He I don't know. We were sitting there talking
No, he
about
might not.
teachers on the way back here and how they're kind of like, they're pretty low paid as fuck. They're treated bad. They, people talk shit about them. And you look at like an athlete, a sports athlete, and how much they make in 1 year.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's supply and demand. It has nothing to do with their
I
capabilities.
don't give a fuck, dude. Nobody should get paid $10 million. Well, they're bigger contracts than that
Right.
for 1 year of work.
Yeah, but how much do you
Fuck
think
yeah.
your rapper buddies make?
Probably, if not more.
What do you think
On
about
paper?
What? Yes,
Huh?
on paper. I mean, Dr. Dre,
Stereotypes.
Jay-Z, like they have money out the ass. Are you saying they're more valuable than teachers?
No,
Or are
that's
you
what I'm
saying?
saying.
I know. Are you saying that we should then take away their money?
Nope.
No,
Then what
I'm
the fuck
saying
is
teachers
they-
should make more money.
Yeah, teachers should make more money because they're shaping the kids that are going to come out and be in society.
Well,
True,
I
but-
don't want to take money from anyone. If you're fucking working for your
Oh,
money,
yeah, if
keep
you're
that
getting it,
shit.
Keep
Get
your
it.
money.
But also, these motherfuckers deserve to be paid more money.
Yeah,
I
the
agree
state needs to
completely,
pay
but-
them more.
Do you
Yeah.
think that the low
Yeah.
test scores are a reflection of shitty curriculum, idiot kids, or terrible teachers?
Terrible
Um,
teachers and
Or
curriculum.
all of the above?
All of
Maybe
the
all
above,
above.
plus parents.
Oh, parents, yeah.
I feel like the parents
It's the parents' job
are
to
the
be
majority of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but parents just feel like it's the teacher's job to make sure
Yep.
they
Yeah.
learn every fucking thing.
there.
hate
Teachers
that
are
mentality.
babysitters now.
Huh?
I hate that
I
mentality.
know it's fucking
man.
stupid. Like, you're a parent, raise your fucking kid and
Yeah.
teach them something.
So anytime people bring up they should teach kids how to garden and do taxes in school, and it's like, to a degree that makes sense. But if you want your kid to be a gardener, teach them how to fucking garden.
Right, like it'd be nice if they offered things that would be useful like that, but also, what are you doing as a parent?
Yeah, and people are all like, "Oh, who needs to know about theoretical physics and algebra and stuff?" And it's like, well, if you want to advance, it's probably
Probably
best.
good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Unless
really,
you want to live like in the 1700s, then that's fine.
Right?
I think it was more difficult for me to pass my master's because I didn't like high school. I didn't like middle school. I didn't even like fucking kindergarten, elementary.
Didn't you like fucking
like it.
off?
No. Well, yeah, I fucking loved like doing what. And actually,
That's not
I took
what school is.
I took
kinda
a
what it is.
TSA
It's
class.
not
I took
supposed to
it
be.
was
Fucking off and slapping ass.
I took a
That's school.
TSA class that was for like CAD and computer aided draft. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
What is
computer
CAD?
design, computer aided drafting.
Okay.
You
and-
just said that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I was
So-
asking.
But you weren't listening.
I don't listen.
but
Jesus.
and we would
You're
do that
perfect.
and draw on the computer and invent things and all that shit. And I would skip from first to fifth, and then I would come in on sixth and go through that class. So I'd skip the whole day except because I was interested. Now, if in those, we talked about this where they
I
should.
was thinking that, but I couldn't specify.
Yeah,
I
well, I
need
was
to, I
about
need
to
to
do
start
it.
having it lined up. We talked about this in episode
Yeah.
13, minute 42.
Do you want to borrow my thing?
But I would rather fucking learn about something I want to learn about. Fuck all the other shit. But if I would have listened more to the stuff I didn't want to listen to,
Yeah.
I would have
I was
been
thinking,
able to
don't you
pass
think
my
you
master's.
could be smarter
Yeah.
if you had just done what you were supposed to do?
I could be an electrical engineer at this
'Cause,
point
yeah.
instead of a master
I mean, to a
electrician.
degree, it makes sense. Yes, learn what you want to learn, but at the same time, when you're young, if somebody older than you is saying, "Look, you should probably know this because of blah blah blah,"
Yeah.
fucking learn it.
Yeah, but I didn't listen to fucking nobody when I wish I would have though. I wish I would have taken advance. But like we had a rough childhood, so I didn't really. My focus wasn't on school. It was the shit going on.
You're
now.
gonna say my folk,
My
like,
folk.
my folk, and then describe shit about your folk. Anyway, your focus. Continue. I'm sorry.
But yeah, my focus wasn't in school, and I had to kind of make my own ways. So I was more worried about like going to work or selling drugs or whatever.
That's still going to work,
Yeah.
What? See, on paper,
right?
it's just tax-free income.
Did you find that thing?
Finally, yes. I did find, though, I want to read after this. So they gave like examples. Income in excess of $457,600 for taxpayers who are married, filed jointly, pay 39.6%. And then it showed 18,150 pay 10%. Now the other thing, and I think this is what you had read, was the top 1%. Where was it? Oh shit! Sorry. Doop.
Terrible.
Do y'all talk for a second?
She's terrible.
So while she's searching for things, I'd kind of like to talk about a dream I had the other night.
Oh, go for it. I fucking.
Nah, I'm
love
just
you.
kidding.
Oh,
I don't
I found it.
remember.
Okay, in 2016, the top 50% of all taxpayers paid 97% of all individual income
Yeah.
tax. So
That's
they
right.
make up the majority of the tax paid,
Yeah.
but they pay roughly 40%
Gotcha.
is what is actually taxed. So there you go.
Yeah.
So on your scale,
But I think the best fix for all of this is just to tax the fucking churches.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Even if they tax them 2%.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
Yeah. Can you imagine how
A
much?
church should not be exempt from
No,
taxes.
I don't understand why they are.
Especially those Joel Osteen motherfuckers.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
how do we come up with a church? If all three of us, we wanted the church of whatever, it doesn't have to be Christ or anything. Let's make up our own religion.
Mm-hmm.
So any profit made in that church, it can't be taxed, right?
We should still keep it like named approximately close to some kind of Christianity shit just to get people in.
Yeah.
The
I think
Church
people
of
would-
Dope Ass Christianity.
Yeah.
Because what
That's
if
awesome.
you like the Church of the Universe, or you know what I mean? A
Yeah.
church about putting out in the universe what you want back and stuff. You can create a church around that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Absolutely.
what defines a church?
I think you would. Well,
I want
Let's
to know
just
what
talk to the
defines a
mayor.
church, because we should possibly fucking do that. Like, if you want to, just worship openly without putting a name on it,
Right.
I'd rather do that. Like, let's create a church.
I think we might have to have a book. We can
I
just
can
have a
make a book.
pamphlet.
yeah.
Sarah,
Oh,
can-
okay.
I
Sarah
got
make a
you.
book.
Excellent.
But no, man. Which hopefully in this endeavor with starting the company, right?
Right.
So I'm making a video series called "From Prison to Paradise," right? And
Yeah.
it's just my journey. I want to help other people that are in the same situation I am, feeling like I don't fucking know where to go. I don't know what direction to go in. So I'm going to make a direction.
Hey, you want to do good, but you don't know what the fuck
I
to
don't
do?
know what to do.
Let me
Yeah,
help
because nobody ever fucking taught us, what do you do when
Yeah.
you want to do your own thing? They didn't teach you. They told you to get in line, and we fucking did that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I want to help people that are in the same situation. Explain how I got a job out of prison when nobody would hire me, and just all little strategies I did up to this point. But also, I want go through the process of my company and then tell those people, help somebody in the fuck. Because if there's somebody out there that feels the way I do at this exact moment, I want to fucking help them. Because I feel fucking what is it, despair and fucking hate and just what the fuck am I gonna do in my life?
I could see in the future you're going to be like a motivational speaker for like
I'd hope
convicts and
so.
shit.
Hell
I
yeah.
fucking would
gonna
hope
be
so.
awesome.
Man. And that's
Absolutely.
They're like, I wouldn't even knife this motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's one of
wouldn't
us.
even knife him, could.
In a riot, he'd be on our side.
Yeah.
That's what I always told her, that the best prison guard would be a prisoner. Like the best person that would run a fucking facility would be a
Absolutely.
prisoner.
That's why I'm good at my job. I'm a drug
You're a
addict,
drug
helping other drug addicts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
People
I think
feel
they
comfortable
throw
talking to me.
I
throw
need to
the
be a
con to
teacher
the
at a
wayside.
Jackass Academy.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
I could definitely, I would like to do that.
That's my only hope.
But hopefully
I think it's a
little,
great idea.
that channel takes off, because that would be nice to help somebody in that same situation. Because
Mhm.
right now, I hate the way things go. Not because like, yo, don't know what I want to do in life. I know what I want to do. I was taught.
So aimless.
I'm so aimless. I was taught, just like everybody else, you get in line, you get a job, you work until your retirement, you retire, you're dead. You're good, right? That's a beautiful life.
You're dead. You're good. Dream over.
Call
Get
it
to
a
dying.
day. Yeah.
I
But
have
that's not
a
a beautiful
fetus
life.
coffin in my room.
Do you
No,
really?
yeah.
Did you build it yourself?
No, Kayla got
Do
it
you
from
take
somewhere.
it from a dead fetus?
Yeah. It has it's from like a, I don't remember the name on it. It starts with a T.
Oh, that
Either
helps
way,
a whole
like,
lot.
She
Thank
sat,
you for
she
that.
sat it in my bathroom, and like while I got done, I was coming here, like I hit like the back of my foot on it, and like almost fell in the shower and died. I just started laughing.
It's awesome.
Yeah. that's
Hey,
good.
the shit on how to make a church, there's too much for me to do on here.
Okay.
So I'll just send it to you all and you can read it. There's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
So we look into that, because I mean, what if you have a church of just like motivation, like, yo, this is a church to live a good life. Like, it don't have to be about like.
No. I definitely want
have
to
to
put
have a book,
I
probably.
want to put some rules in there that contradict our main
Yeah.
kind of mission statement, we'll say.
Yeah.
That way, if people don't question our bullshit, then we kick them out.
Yeah.
So like we want a flock that has some intelligence.
I'd say the very beginning, the first thing is name, denomination, goals, and brand. So, and then step 2
Dude, we're good.
is more.
We could be the business church.
the business church.
And did you know if like peyoteism and shit like that, like if that is a sacrament into your church, same with ayahuasca and shit, especially in the state of Kentucky, you can do those if it's part of your religion and it's set in place and it's part of your religion. You can fucking do it.
Hell
Like
yeah.
they have to allow you to do it. Which I'm not saying, oh, let's fucking drugs and all that. I'm just saying that, those drugs I think could bring you closer
It's
to your
time for
true
the
spirituality.
ritualistic smoking of the meth pipe.
Right.
Okay.
Let's get wired for church, bitch. Can you feel God in your hair?
No one would ever
He's in my
make it
skin.
because they'd all get distracted taking shit apart.
And drawn real detailed pictures.
Cleaning.
Brother John, I'm going to ask you to put that back together.
Yeah. Before you leave
Differently, not like it originally was.
today. Yes.
Make it a couch this time.
Yeah,
Mm,
meth
that's
addicts are the
awesome.
fucking best, though, man. I'll be honest.
Absolutely.
I got this
That's so
story
interesting.
that I always tell her about this guy that I was locked up in prison with, and he was telling me a story. It is the best story I think I've ever seen because he could tell it very good, right? You could see him doing it. That's how good he was at telling.
Wait a minute. Is this the guy from last week
What?
where we then joked about you telling the story
Nope.
like you were there?
Nope.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
nope.
is the same.
Nope.
You
This
just
is the
want to
same
call
guy.
him out on
Nope.
shit.
I
We've
do.
talked about
Nope.
this
That's what I
already.
want. We talked
Nope.
about this. Seen it. Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
Nope.
You're
This
perfect.
story
Fuck him.
It's fucking awesome. It was a gentleman named Gonzo,
Yeah.
right?
All right.
I won't say his whole name, but Gonzo, right? And he would tell me,
How many
he was like,
Gonzos are there?
I know a
they worked in
Gonzo.
this
Is that
place.
him?
Him and this dude, and this dude's dad hated him with a fucking passion, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you the dumbed down version of it. So he gets real
So I'll
fucked up on
understand
meth
it, motherfucker.
all the time, methed out. So they had this wasp problem
Right.
at the warehouse where they own this warehouse, and they had this wasp problem. So his meth
Wasp problem
mind,
warehouse.
his meth mind devised this plan. And what he was doing was on a long pole, he'd tape a 2-liter bottle. He would put it up to the hole, wait until one got in there, he'd pull it down and put the cap on it. And he would throw him, put another fucking 2-liter, hold it up there until it came out. He did this all day long. At the end of the day, there's a fucking parking lot filled up with 2-liter bottles with one wasp in each one. And about the same time he was done with it, the dad that fucking hated his guts pulls up and was just like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
But that story always intrigued me. I fucking
It's
love
awesome.
the,
Yeah, dude,
the
that's
mindset.
cool.
Look, they make it now.
They make it.
Lovely.
So the same ideal, yeah, they
Good
make
shit.
this ideal. And I was like, he was fucking, and this
He was
is
so
what,
on point. All he
Yeah.
had, yeah.
7 years
It's been a
ago?
long time.
Yeah. And if he would have marketed that one ideal, he'd have been fucking in it.
I'm just looking at it.
He'd have been in it to win it.
Yeah, he would be making at least 100,000.
Instead, he's just a meth head with a good idea.
Yeah,
I-
I know.
I
So
feel
many
like-
of those walking around.
I feel like a lot of your drug addicts, man, are the most creative.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most intelligent. Like they're very smart and creative. I don't know what to say.
No,
Yeah,
that's
dude.
exactly what it is.
But I think, because I know myself, like I use to shut that down because I'm so, I guess, ambitious and I want so much out of life that I'm like, well, I'll just, take this and then I don't have to go through the pain of getting to it. I could just do it right now. Or I'm shutting down that anxious feeling when I want to do
I
fucking
gotta
everything.
do something.
I do everything. So I don't know, man. I think that there's hidden talents in addicts, like using
Absolutely.
addicts.
Hell yeah, dude. It's
Yeah.
like what Bill Gates said, like with lazy people. It's like if I have a difficult task or something, I like to put a lazy person on it because they'll think of the easiest way to do it.
Yeah,
Ah.
I like that.
Brilliant.
That's good.
Nice. I like that.
You should
I'd go
work
with
for
that.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah,
Bill, come on, man. Where's
Yeah.
my turkey sandwich?
call us, Bill.
Billy.
Hire my
Bill
brother.
Gates, if you're out there and you got a job for me, give us a call.
Give us a call.
But yeah, but back to that, like every man should, man and woman, should govern themselves. Like
Women
you
just need to
should,
find a man with money. Marry up.
Ain't that the truth?
you should never work
Marry
for
up.
somebody else's paycheck. You should never work for somebody else's vacation, or somebody else's boat, or somebody else's yacht. Like you shouldn't work for that. You should be able to govern yourself. You know what I mean?
To a degree, I agree. But if we don't have the pooling
Right.
together of resources and shit, then it's just, it's like on Lost. Live together, die alone.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's cool to work for yourself and not give other people money and shit, but sometimes you gotta have teamwork.
Yeah, I think, but it's
But on
an
your own
intricate system.
terms.
Yeah, it's an intricate system because we need the people who get in line, do it right.
I
Like,
was saying,
we
some
need 'em.
people just simply don't want
The
to
headache.
do
of it.
their own thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, but
it's-
some people can't.
yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
I talk to people about like writing stories or songs and shit, and they're like, I don't have a creative bone in my body.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to. No, it doesn't matter.
No,
But yeah,
no.
some people
No,
are
you're
just like,
right.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
That's
It's-
the beautiful thing about it, man, is because your happiness isn't the same as my
Right.
happiness. My happiness could be, living in a 1-bedroom apartment, fucking like with a old tempo and
and then
fucking.
say, you know me, I'm completely content just not doing
Existing.
a damn thing. I don't need to do anything, and I'm good to go. And he's a very driven, motivated person. I'm down to
Yeah.
go along for the
I'll
ride
hitch
and
my
help
wagon
out.
to that
And
star.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm also cool sitting right there on the couch not doing anything. So
and that's your happiness.
Right.
That's exactly what makes you fucking happy, and that should be your happiness.
yeah, it also
It's
makes
not
me.
for me to say.
Yeah, I've always really liked doing all kinds of things, but I don't want to have to come up with the things. So like, I'm happy to be along for the ride and assist you along the way, but I don't want to have to come up with the shit to do it.
You're a driving force, but you're not going to get the car rolling.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's a good thing to be in a relationship with somebody that. So okay, I don't know. I think that it's best that way. Like if you find a partner, like I would go for anything she said, right? It's just because I like her enough to tag along to whatever she's doing. And you need somebody like that. Like if I want to go fucking, I mean, you name it, skydive, fucking all that, she's down to just be like, yo, fucking do it. Every time like I want to like the drum set or fucking, I might not use it all the time. I just want to fucking see if I like it and all that shit. Like I wanted that MIDI controller. We're gonna get that.
Yeah.
Like these little things that I just want to try. This
stuff,
podcast.
We were talking about the podcast. I was like, yeah, buy the shit. He's
Yeah.
like, should I do it though? Should I do it? Should I get this? Should I do it? I'm like, yeah,
That's
just
true. That's you.
yeah. But
No,
it's like, yeah,
I'm
just
down
get
with
it.
that.
He's oh, okay, cool. He's like, you need a sounding board.
Yep, I do. Yep, I need
And
somebody
I'm
to be like,
really good at assisting.
yeah, I need somebody to
I'm
push
such
me.
a good woman.
You know what that is though? That's that human automatic
Yeah.
doubt situation. Like
Yeah.
I'm always like immediately when I think of something, pretty much back to back is the thought of, oh man, down the road that won't fucking matter. Nothing to come from that. Don't worry about that.
See, I'm past that, and I'm on to, but I don't want to put in the effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
An entirely different situation.
Yeah. You're
it.
like, oh, this would be cool. Oh, but that won't work out. Well, even if I want to do it, I'm not fucking doing it.
Not fucking doing it. Even if I had to drive.
I know how to overcome this, but no.
No, this is cool right here.
That's but yeah, man.
I need my Adam.
Yeah. That's what it's good to be with somebody that, and that's
you
what
need your drive.
I'll ask her for months. Like, yo, okay, should I do that? Should I do it? Should I do it? And then one day I'll just fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes me asking her give me that reassurance, like it'll be okay even if you don't like it or you fell or whatever. That's cool. So I have to have that because I'm a very timid person when it.
So help me God if you get a tattoo of it.
Of what?
Yeah.
Whatever he's passionate about and working on.
Oh,
I'm going to. Oh, you didn't
Not
hear?
only am I doing it, I'm getting a goddamn tattoo of it.
Yeah, you didn't hear? I was going to get a tattoo on
get...
my hand after my master's of like a fist with lightning bolts in it and shit.
He's going to get a tiger with all its hair is going to be lightning bolts. And it says
lightning bolts.
Master.
That's kind of cool, though.
No, it's fucking not. That's so lame.
Come
Fuck
on.
both of you. You said,
ooh. No.
Yeah.
I was just feeding into it for the radio. Yo, but what if I got... What if I got Zeus on top of a mountain throwing lightning bolts?
That'd be cool.
What's up,
Well, that seems vengeful, though. That's not like congrats on your accomplishments.
You don't know what that means to
Fuck
him.
the peons.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever noticed that all these bitches with like butterfly tattoos and anchor tattoos, and they all have a different explanation?
Aunt. She died.
She's
What
so
is it?
dead and your
Couldn't beat
tattoo's ugly.
fucking breast cancer.
Great, you ruined your boobs all because of her.
The fuck does a butterfly have to do with a dead person?
Dude,
I don't
for
get
real.
it. Yo, but they all have a different fucking. I mean, like the anchor is for a different fucking whatever, and
like,
always
can't
the
you
same.
get your own shit with your meaning behind it?
Yeah, but they can't. The saying.
They can't.
They can't.
The saying always doesn't even match the anchor. Like it doesn't matter. They're like conflicting ideals. Fucking bitches in their tattoos and
like an anchor. And it's
when
I'm a bird.
light as a feather.
when I was doing tattoos and shit, everybody always had a story. I'm like, man, I really don't.
I don't give
care,
a fuck.
dude.
Can you just tell me what it is?
Just
Now I
shut
want
up
one
and do it.
of Ralph Wiggum dressed like a peacock, where he's like, I'm a dog.
Yeah, please do that. Look, I want to get, it'd be just 3 different numbers. I want his inmate number, his journeyman's electrical number, and then his master electrician number, all right
like
here.
A ghetto bitch.
I just love it. I think it's fantastic.
It kind of makes it seem like you were in a concentration camp 3 times.
3 times.
She keeps getting out, but
like
they
a
get her.
line through like each one, except the last one's like circled. Nailed it.
It's we had a buddy one time, man, and he had his wife's name on him. How many times?
It
like
had
5?
to be 5. It had to be.
Was it
And her
different
lips.
wives,
And her
or did he
lips.
just
Same
keep...
one.
Same one, dude.
Yep,
She was,
and her lips.
She was very
So what happens when
controlling.
he finds out she was cheating on him?
Dude, I guess put like an O at the end.
You know, that's... I was talking to another
Tanya
company
O.
owner, and I was like, yo, do you fucking like it and stuff? And is it worth it? And he's like, man, I fucking love it and all this. I work all the time, but it's cool because I love what I do. And then he proceeds to tell me how his wife had been cheating on him for like 3 years prior
Yeah.
because he worked so much and how mad he is at that.
But
and I'm
he
like,
was still just so happy.
I'm so
like,
happy about it, bro.
He loved it. Yeah, she left because I was working too much, but man, do I love working for myself. I do it.
Disregard bitches, acquire currency.
That's right.
Oh, shit. What are you doing? What's wrong?
Oh, nothing.
Is everything
nothing,
okay? Do you need to talk about
nothing,
it? Do you want to talk about it?
nothing.
Can you tell me?
So
I'm
yeah,
a
man.
dog.
When's the last time y'all played? I feel like I seen a fucking thing. Owensboro?
I feel like we played last weekend, yeah.
Yeah, it
Owensboro?
was.
That's
Yeah.
nice, dude. I fucking want to play music so bad.
And
I
then
need
next
somebody who
weekend.
plays music,
Yeah.
like I just
We'll
said.
play an
Somebody,
Go to the Gravel and Spiders Facebook page and look at when we fucking play. 'Cause I
Yeah.
don't ever know.
Yeah.
that's what Amy, I was like,
Or
yo,
don't. I don't
why don't you send me your shit so I can post it? Because Ian never gives it to me.
Yeah.
Ian never posts shit to me so that I could put it on the fucking Facebook.
He has
Pitiful.
no idea what's
Gravel
going on.
and Spiders with an
Thank
S.
you.
S.
Thank you so much for
Yeah, man.
doing that. Thank you. I really, truly appreciate it. that you did that.
I just was gonna let's keep
Yeah, it was
going.
good.
I know.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I think about having a side project.
Yeah, whatever happened to fucking...
then I
Call it
won't.
Gravel and Spider.
Yeah.
Whatever
On the
happened to comedy,
spot.
bro?
I
You
started
just, like,
working
go?
more on music shit.
Oh.
Yeah. Once we got a talented drummer, it kind of became the focus.
Yeah,
'Cause we
Rest
could
in
actually-
peace, Jamie. Fuck.
Yeah. He never
We
remembered
miss
anything.
you, brother.
So, yeah. Rest in peace, bro. Wherever you may reside.
But
I don't
you
like those
sucked
people.
dick at drumming.
But he was really good at novelty. He would bring the black and white movies, and sometimes I'd
Yeah.
watch that shit more than us actually playing. I feel like I get distracted on stage.
Yeah.
I just
Really?
find something and I just kind of daydream and then
Oh,
that
fuck,
song's
I'm
over.
on
Fuck.
stage.
Huh.
I think I've seen you do that before. When you're just looking up and just playing the chords and whatever.
Yeah,
Should
my
be
heart's
more
really in
engaged,
it.
man.
It's
More
like Sarah
engaged.
last week during the scatting part of it.
Yeah.
It was like, were you in that?
You feel it.
That's awesome.
No, man, but we definitely, we set up the fucking Twitter and Instagram and shit. I want people to get on that motherfucker
Yeah.
and let us know how we're doing so that we can make
Yeah.
it better.
Put the
'cause we're
link to
trying-
them under the video.
I have. Oh, I didn't. So yes, I will.
Look at you. Oh, don't lie to him.
No, it's cool. You're
No,
perfect.
Joel,
You can lie to
yes.
me.
You're perfect.
I don't give a shit.
I've told him that twice. And I'm like, don't you lie.
Don't you lie.
No, he's right. You're perfect. I'm sorry.
You
Nice.
lying ass bitch.
Mm.
Tom DeLonge is on a 4 to 5 year track of getting rumblings going about the government releasing shit.
Ooh.
Come
Sorry.
on, man.
No.
The longer this drags the fuck on,
No,
the
fuck
longer
you,
I
man.
think-
It is a
Right.
slow, delicate process because if you think about the general population and how slow they are to adjust to things, imagine telling them that we're definitely not the only source of life in the universe.
Do they
and
really
we
have
have
to say
evidence
that though?
of their shit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's evidence already. I feel like I believe it
Yeah,
so
there's evidence.
wholeheartedly.
But then if you have the admission or admittance or admission and whatever that word is,
Yeah, all
then,
of those words.
then it's totally different. Because
So you don't think he has ulterior motives? You don't think he's trying to finance something else? I just
No.
don't. I don't know if he's really in bed with who he says he is and stuff. Just because he's drug on for so long. Have you been to the website?
I figure
There's
he's
nothing
to do
I
on the
figure
website.
he's just
What are you
got to
talking
keep
about?
people interested.
I feel like he made the website on a fucking bitch ass computer by himself, and he's like, "Yo, give me money for this shit."
Well, I mean, it even has actual documentation and shit for investing and stuff, and it's like, here, read these clauses. Here are the risks. Here are the
investing.
goals.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's not. He's fucking trying to make sure UFOs exist.
No. It's
What's
more
the
than
investing
that. There's
gotta go
the
with
To
it?
the Stars Academy of Science and Art, I think is what it is, and they have their branches and shit. So they're studying flying shit.
You don't even
They're
know.
working on the technology of the shit. They're getting the information out there. They kind of serve as a go-between
It better
between
fucking
the
be
government. They're essentially a PR firm for the alien branch of the government.
Then why
Oh,
hasn't
cool.
anything came out yet?
Because it has to be a slow leak, man. Because if you come out and just say, "Hey, you know that shit that happened in Independence Day?" It's a
all true.
real
Yeah.
possibility.
I always told her that. I was like, I've always wanted it to, because they've had appearances of UFOs here and there, and everybody pretty much generally, if you're not a fucking idiot, you know, because the universe is so vast, there has to be more of us.
Yeah.
And they have to be more intelligent than we are because they do space flight.
Right.
But anyways, general knowledge has to be. It has to be. It's infinite. It's out there, bitches.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah. So, oh shit, where was I going with
I
that?
don't know.
The UFO sightings, all that shit. Oh, so to get everybody on board, and I told her this, and she said even if that happened, there'd be people that didn't believe. If there was a universal encounter of a very huge spaceship, or the fucking sky turned red and a face appeared and was like, I'm
Show me
Zonon.
what you got.
No, I want to see.
You get what I'm saying?
Got.
But there, I guarantee you, if that happened, there'd
Yeah,
still
there
be
would be
people.
those people who were in
an
potato-based religion because of it. They wouldn't.
They're a god or something.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying? If there was a universal encounter where everybody was on the same page, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to like guess and be like, I think it is, but I don't know. Because there's going to be people that disbelieve Tom DeLonge. They're going to be like, yo, you just made this shit up. This isn't an alien piece of metal, you piece of shit. Like, you know what I mean? There's going to be people
I'll
like that.
see you at God's house.
See you guys. So I truly hope they're on to something that's really fucking, going to happen and be there and all that shit. I just feel like there's all this workup for probably something that's like a half-ass explanation.
There's all this workup to aliens exist and it's common knowledge. And that's what what the workup is to. So.
Right. Yo, but the one thing he was expressing on the Joe Rogan podcast, and this is a thing, like it's like a free energy deal, but the power source to these spaceships, and he showed it where it would be in the video that everybody thinks is a hoax, and it was a power source, this ball of energy that works by itself. It doesn't need anything. It works from just the airspace around us or whatever, the matter around us. It uses that to power. Dude, that is a legitimate thing. There's things that we can't comprehend that are actually happening. And we could run this whole entire world on an energy that you cannot see or feel or physically.
How many people exist that don't know how this works, and yet they still fucking have one?
They still have one.
Yeah,
you don't even know how the fuck the things happen.
I can say I couldn't explain to someone who doesn't understand cell phones how cell phones actually work other than satellite.
It's magic, man.
And it does. I know, but I couldn't actually explain it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, motherfuckers aren't going to be able to understand that shit.
But if he brings that out and they actually they have like a physical explanation for what that power source is, you got to watch out, man, because now you're crossing over in the world. We could power everything by that power source, something that uses matter. Yeah, you better watch yourself. That's the one thing too, that if it's the government has just put on that persona, like we can fucking silence you and you ain't shit, blah blah blah. That's another thing that Americans are afraid of. Like if you cross the line to a certain point, they'll kill you. Like that's what we think. I don't know if it's really true and stuff. People have though. It's like the guy that made the water car.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magically, he's just dead now.
He was in a meeting with somebody about it.
What do you think happened?
Yeah.
He was in a meeting, and the dude got up and took off. He said, they poisoned me. He got up and ran out of the restaurant and had a heart attack right there on the sidewalk.
Yeah, he knew it was a possibility, and he's like, fuck, I don't feel right.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah. And you know why? Because he was like, I'm not selling you the patent. This is my patent. I'm going to keep it and stuff. They wanted to shut the project down because it would take money away. And now what do you have? You have hybrid cars that can run off what? You can power a whole car from hydrogen energy. It's possible, right?
They're just not giving it all to us. Yeah.
They don't want you to do that.
It's all about that dollar.
Yeah, that guy, that's a really interesting story because he literally had, all it was water with a catalyst. Like
getting churchy up in here.
Water with a little bit of baking soda can power your car.
Right.
And that's an extreme possibility.
Make crack.
Yeah.
It'll give you the best drug you've ever done and get your places.
I think he has said that on 1 gallon of gas, he can get you all the way to California or some shit from wherever it was that they were starting. But it was pretty much all the way across America. It was like on a gallon or 2 of gas, which wouldn't cause... It wouldn't and it wouldn't pollute. He said his statement was that you would never have to maintenance the car because you wouldn't have the combustion.
Guck up and stuff.
You wouldn't have all the oil and all the issues you do with a regular combustible engine.
The problem with these American-made cars, they're always gucking up.
Fucking guck.
But what do you think's lost in that? Because he didn't graduate from high school. He didn't go to college. Or no, I think he graduated high school, but he didn't go to college, right? He had a general knowledge of how things work.
Very mechanically inclined.
Yeah.
General knowledge.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, why hasn't somebody else figured out how to do that?
They probably learned from the story.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, I got this technology, but no.
I bet
I'd be
there
shaking
are
my dick
people
in front of them.
whose fucking and you die. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be the end of that dick
But
shaking.
he died with his dick in his hand.
You know
proud
what?
man.
I tell you what, I think the way to stay away from that, if I was ever approached for something I made, And they were like, yo, sell us the patent right now for $1 billion or whatever. I'm like,
Goddamn
all right,
deal.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you win, dude. If a government official comes up and says, go ahead and sell because it's either that or your life. So figure it out. Like, it ain't a hard decision. I don't want to get poisoned. Fuck that.
Right.
But yeah, it was determined as a heart attack. But he ran out of there and said, I was poisoned. Or they poisoned me is what he said.
Yeah.
And then he died there on the street. That's not a coincidence, people.
Yeah, that motherfucker didn't die of a heart attack. Unless whatever they poisoned him with made his fucking heart explode.
That's what it is, I bet. Yeah, like epinephrine or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's so crazy.
I don't know the specifics.
But that guy was I fucking love that story.
Uh-huh. It's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
But no, they'll never put specific. It was a heart attack. That's the specifics because they'll never tell you what really
Well, I mean,
happened.
how they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you get
Because they had that gun that would make it look like you had a stroke or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
It all disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
whatever the fucking Tesla makes the engine for the Teslas.
Mm-hmm.
That engine is a design that was done by Tesla originally. It was a drawing on a piece of paper that never got brought to light because he died. They shut down a lot of his projects.
Mm.
But that's something that's been there for fucking how long has it been? 80 years now.
Oh, it's been a long
Give or
time.
take,
Yeah. So it's been there that whole time, but you see the progress can be made in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But do you see how long it takes them to catch up to something that's a viable option?
Unless it's something that you can just easily sell for $1,000.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Say, oh, hey, look at this technology we have for your phones.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But what
Fucking
about
buy it.
something that powers things without killing the environment? No, we're not on that yet.
We don't know how to do that.
We're just like kids lying about shit.
Yeah.
We didn't make that.
So maybe one day though, man. Maybe one day they get a little bit better. I
Yeah.
would like to bring that water car back though.
Hell yeah.
That'd be bad.
Maybe that's what we should dedicate our time to.
Yeah.
Building a water car.
I
Yeah.
feel
They
like
can't kill all of us.
I feel like you could for sure do it.
We
Yeah.
can figure this out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
You're
motherfucker.
very mechanically
I just want my
inclined.
name on it. I have no idea
Yeah.
how to do it.
All we
Listen to
gotta
what
do
the
is
fuck
hand
I
them
say.
tools.
This is what I'm saying. I think anything and everything is possible. All you have to do is want it internally bad enough to
Can
where.
God make a rock he can't lift?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
yeah,
fucked. All right.
I love it. If we gave you an answer and you're like, oh shit.
Shit, dude. Anything is
true, man.
possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, that's what I was telling her. Like, back when we were drug addicts, right? Back before we knew where to get it, we wanted it so bad that eventually drug dealers started popping up. You had, people who could get it for you. People who get it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, things that you want,
Consistent.
internally so bad that it hurts you in the morning without it. Like, you know what I mean?
I've had shit like that because, like, earlier this week, I listen to Alan Watts sometimes. I was listening to him
Yeah.
at work, and nobody ever asked me about it. But then one day, dude, Alan to the right of me goes, "Hey, man, who is that? I know that voice. It's Alan Watts." He's like, "Oh, yeah, man, that's what I thought." And then, like, 20 minutes later,
Yeah.
and Kelly was all like, "I know that voice. Who the hell is that?" I'm like, "What the fuck?"
It's
Yeah.
happening.
And then hearing Trapped in the Closet today at the gas
Yeah.
station, it's like,
You just-
Definitely.
they
why
say
can't I
it's-
just get on something better?
Because you don't want anything else that bad.
That's
Yeah.
true.
They've
all I
said that it's always been there. Your brain just chooses not to see it and not to listen to it, not to hear it.
Uh-huh.
But once you focus on that one thing, eventually your brain starts picking up throughout your day. Say you want a fucking Chevy really, really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Never seen one before, but now all of a sudden, since you want it, it's
You
everywhere
just
you
passed
turn.
5.
Yeah.
That also happened with Jeeps.
Yeah.
Like whenever Kayla was talking about a Jeep. And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Like, I'd
I've seen
start
that.
seeing them everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? But is it that's coming in? Or is it, oh, now I'm more aware of it?
I think more aware of it, and you can interpret it better as it's coming in. Like you see it as a sign, you see it as motivation, stuff like that. It's always been there, I think.
Yeah.
And I think the tools to create anything and everything is always there. It's like when they were creating the light bulb, they didn't know where they were going, but they fucking they had it in their head that it was going to work. So let's try every fucking thing possible to do it. And then eventually the idea worked its way into the brain. They put a filament in, boom, got a light bulb.
Do you guys know anything about, I guess, like channeling electricity and energy through yourself? Like producing it from within? Because like, you know, there's this dude that like he's magnetic or whatever, and like silverware sticks to him.
Damn.
You know, and I
You
have
fucking with
this
us?
and I have this light bulb that like I'm convinced that one day I'm gonna hold it and it's gonna light up,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to actually do that.
Well,
You
it'll
gotta
happen.
focus that energy.
'Cause
I think you'll be
need
able to
that.
focus the energy around you to
I
do it.
fuck up technology a lot. I'll be around and phones just don't work anymore.
Oh, dude!
But as soon as
you
I
choke on water too.
I do that every day. Doo.
Doo doo.
Yeah.
Do.
Might be doo doo. You know.
Makes me want to watch a Wes Anderson movie.
But no, I would like to look into that. I can see. I don't know how it would happen, but it makes sense to me. And just instantly, oh yeah,
Right?
sure.
'Cause, I mean, yeah, we're meat suits powered by electricity. Why wouldn't we be able to harness that shit in some way?
For sure.
That'll have to be my homework for next time.
Mm-hmm. It could be hydropower.
Yeah.
But I
so
need it
much
to come
water.
from within me. How the hell do I do it? I guess I am made of water and
Yeah.
electricity.
Hell
That's
yeah.
like 90% of the job done.
Exactly. Now all you got to do is fucking think on
Just
it.
do it.
That's what I was
Just
saying to her
Do it.
about like the company. I think it's a
I don't have
possibility.
it on me.
I think I told her I want to all this shit that they say, and that's another part of the channel that I'm trying to make for those other people is all this shit that I'm listening to because every day I listen to 100 motivational videos, 100 finance videos to tell me how to get to where I want to get to. Right? I'm trying to incorporate it in every second of my life. Right? Every second I can. And I want to know that if I put the action into what they're saying and I put it into my being, if something can actually come out of it. Because if I can do it, trust me, anybody on the fucking planet
Hell
can do
yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
There are people stupider than you.
Yeah, they are.
There
But
are a lot of people stupider than you.
I'm just saying, like, if it's possible for me, somebody that I don't know anything about business, none of that shit, I think that I could help other people because the shit that they're saying in these videos are completely true. You know what I mean?
Something beeped.
Oh, that one. Fuck that one.
What was that?
That one.
Oh, that's what that was. It sounded like it was out there.
No.
That's nuts.
It just
You
sounded
hear the
that
cat
way.
out there?
Yeah. He wanted to be
You
on
were
the
talking,
podcast.
I was like, oh man, I hear him, but I don't hear him.
Don't pretend
Funny.
like you don't pretend.
It's not funny. It's just what it was.
It was so funny.
Ha ha ha.
God, that's so funny.
I don't have anything funny to say.
Oh,
Well, cool,
I'm
man.
sorry.
That's been another episode of this motherfucking podcast, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm out of shit to say. Let's end it.
Just remember that there's no crying in baseball.
No crying in baseball,
Unless you a
bitches.
bitch.
Unless
Bitch
you a
ass
bitch,
bitch.
and
Then we'll
then
put you
you
at
bitch.
cry.
shortstop.
Yeah.
Bitch ass
Oh, wait.
bitch.
No, that'd be good. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yo,
no,
left
they
field.
left field. That's where I always
We
was,
do,
left or right.
We do appreciate the people who do listen. If you fucking listen to this podcast, share the shit so that we can grow it and do better videos.
I was just thinking that
more
when I was
ideas.
talking to myself in the mirror the other day.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, share this shit so more people hear
Right.
it.
Yeah.
You need to
But
share.
then
all the
also, I
time.
mean, you know,
You don't even have to
You
watch
need
the
to do
video.
it.
yeah,
you don't
do
even
it.
have to watch it. If you go to YouTube and just share the video for no fucking reason, support a local fucking podcast and do us a favor.
Yeah.
How about
Support
that?
sharing.
Even
but
if
also
you want to
listen.
talk shit about it. You say,
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to these fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all want to talk shit, like make sure you put the shit talking in the comments so that we can fucking appreciate the shit talking.
I go
Yeah.
back through and check
Motherfucker.
for comments because
And
I
talk
get really
shit
excited
back.
about comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do appreciate everybody that does listen. This was fucking episode 17, so
Yeah.
we're on a roll, man. Hopefully
Mhm.
this thing grows and we appreciate every fucking listener. But also fuck you.
Next time I will be a year older.
A year
Wah.
older. Yeah.
Just
Old
so you
ass
know.
bitch.
I'll know how to use
Scott,
electricity.
He'll be lighting light bulbs.
Wildly uninteresting. Yeah.